It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COWMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir. Got devotion to all those who keep us showing up to witness. Fit the tricks and quips and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for Jawjacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave it feeling charged. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
The cybersecurity landscape never sleeps. Every minute, thousands of new threats emerge. Millions of attacks are launched and billions of dollars are at stake. But in this constant stream of cyber incidents and updates, what should you actually care about? Well, that's why we're here. This is the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I'm Dr. Gerald Auger, and these are the top cyber headlines. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Thursday, May 8th, 2025. This is episode 873 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. As always, I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. And over the next hour, me, you, DJ Bisek from the hotel room, Eric Taylor from the out of office, Elliot Matisse all up in the business. I just realized I didn't get the chat going, so as I immediately realized that I don't know who all's in chat, if I had to guess, I'd say all the regular players: Augusta Delgado, Kyle, Marcus Kyler in the Yeet crew, Toasty Pops probably coming in from the Kansas City contingent, guys. We're all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use the information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders, or level up your own career, right? Delivering cyber risk reduction, being able to pivot, making yourself invaluable to potential employers, whether it's your current employer or a future one. We just saw Crowdstrike's laying off 5% of their workforce. If the people who are getting laid off were empowering themselves to be flexible, being the CEO of them, they would have less of a problem pivoting after that layoff. But Crowdstrike, yep, on their marching towards their $10 billion revenue goal, just steamrolling like a juggernaut in Magic the Gathering. 4 cost, mana, 5/3, must attack every turn. Just steamrolling over 500 employees, no big deal. I say that sarcastically, of course. Also, guys, if you're looking to break into the industry, this show right here is going to be phenomenal. You're going to be asked in any job interview, whether you're leveling up and you're already a practitioner or you're breaking in, you will be asked, how do you stay current on the industry? Boom, right there, the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Why is it? Because you're expected as a cybersecurity practitioner, or if you're, director of IT with a networking background and pivoting into cybersecurity, looking at you, Houston, you are expected to stay current. Our industry changes constantly. Cat and mouse type activities. Threat actors are constantly pivoting, taking advantage of existing things, lay of the lands, new security vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, the cloud, infrastructure, AI, all these things. And if you're rooted in a 2015 education and you haven't tried to stay current, guess what? You're not adding as much value as the next candidate. So you are going to be asked, how do you stay current? And again, this is a phenomenal answer. Not only are we covering the top story, so you have that high-level awareness of what's going on, Change Healthcare, law enforcement taking down ransomware threat actor groups, the MITRE ATT&CK framework leveling up, MIT releasing an AI risk matrix framework. You're aware of all those things, but also with this show, you get to go deeper below the surface, getting deeper value, deeper insights. A lot of senior people in the community giving hot takes and, giving the associations that you need to know in order to do those things. I actually had someone at RSA say to me, I'm breaking into information security and it's just overwhelming. There's so many acronyms. There's so much going on. It's so overwhelming for me. And I said, yeah, I know it is. There's no easy button. You just got to immerse yourself in it and let the awesome take over as much as you can. I do see a super chat coming in here. Looks like it's Chuck Sapp, my man. 23 months with the community officially. Unofficially, Chuck's been around much longer. Great chat this morning on Team SC Discord in the water cooler. Great talking with everyone. Hope to see you join from time to time. Just so everybody knows, there is a pre-show Jawjacking, pre-show hangout on the Discord server, kind of like pre-show banter with Black Hills, except it's done in Discord in the voice chat channel, lovingly called the water cooler. Chuck Sapp's giving that some love, so go check that out tomorrow. If you're waiting for the show to start, you're straight kicking it like a boss, and you're looking for some like-minded professionals to high five, the water cooler is a good one. Good morning, Lara Flores. Good morning, Maxwell Baggins, Mara Levy, as always. Frank P. in the house, Roberto Zavala, Triple D, and Rhonda Rummerfield in the Low Country. Guys, it is Thursday, which means only one thing, and I'm super excited about it. Every Thursday is What's Your Meme Thursday. We do work hard here, but we like to play hard as well. And at the mid-roll, not only are we going to listen to an amazing song, but we're also going to have this guy tickle our fancy. Dan Reardon, a.k.a. the Haircut Fish, makes a custom meme for the show. He's been doing it for years. In fact, you guys have gotten so good that some of you start speculating what the theme could be of the meme, so feel free to dig into that. As always, hey, Sean Washington, Cyber Shinigami, good to see you. Guys, the show, I don't prep or research for any of it.
Ain't nobody got time.
Because ain't nobody got time for that. I'm busy up here. I'm drinking coffee. My studio desperately needs to be cleaned up. I'm embarrassed. I came back from RSA and just threw up my luggage on the floor here. And if you could see, this is the magic of camera angles and stuff. If you could see below this camera angle right here, you would be horrified. You would be doing the Jim Carrey horrified look from Liar Liar, just that meme where he's like, that Jiffy. And yeah, Alana Boyajian, if you're in the house, I said Jiffy. All right, guys. Hey, before we get into it, let me go. Elliot Matisse has got some thoughts here. Phil Stafford's got some thoughts. Guys, before we get into it, let's give a quick shout out and love to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring this show to you in its full capacity, its full force. While I drink a cup of coffee, I will be in chat jamming with you. But let's just do this really quickly, and let's do this. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. Thank you, ThreatLocker. Guys, also want to tell you about Fortify 365. Is your Microsoft 365 environment secure? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe you just threw $20 a month at M365 and said, look, I'm a big boss. I'm a real business now, but you didn't actually secure it. And with business email compromise attacks on the rise, your entire situation could be at risk. Now, Fortify 365 from Barricade Cyber is your defensive shield. It is the light in the darkness, okay? Their team of experts implement proven security standards to protect your business from cyber threats, ensure compliance, GRC Mafia, and safeguard your sensitive data. They've helped lots of organizations, including my own, strengthen their M365 defenses with tailored solutions that address real-world vulnerabilities. Don't wait until after a breach to take action. Visit Fortify365.com today to learn how they can secure your M365 business and protect you. Guys, basically, you're already paying for M365 and all the security controls that they offer, but they're probably not configured correctly, and you probably have an attack surface that you have no reason to have. So why not one time bring in Eric and the team, get yourself straightened out, get hard. What? Whoa. Okay. Get hardened and, basically take care of your business. That's what you're here for. Also want to say love to Antisyphon training really quickly, guys. Antisyphon training. I've been talking about the active defense and cyber deception. I just realized this morning, if you're not busy next week, May 12th through May 15th, half days, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you can still work. You can still take care of emails. You're not disappearing from work. If you're looking to pivot into cybersecurity, this is an awesome opportunity. John Strand's Getting Started in Cyber with MITRE ATT&CK in Black Hills. Free, pay what you can course. Free, pay what you can course. If this right here gives you a popsicle headache, if you don't know what I'm looking at right now, this is the MITRE ATT&CK framework, and it's incredibly powerful, incredibly useful, and spoiler, all the practitioners know what it is. So get on the train. This course right here has collaborative interaction with John, fellow students. You do learn core fundamentals with hands-on labs, so those practical skills. I'm going to drop a link to this in chat. Guys, if you literally have the time next week, there's no reason to not investigate this. It's free. It's free if you want it. Okay? John Strand's legend. Black Hills is great. Let's go. All right. Also want to say shout out to Delete Me, but I'll do them at the mid-roll. I feel like it's a lot to do the ads this morning, so let's just chill on that. Guys, every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, make sure that you, like where it says right below my face on YouTube, May 8th, Top Cyber News Now. Make sure you get all that, dates, times. If you want, say what's up in chat like Marcus Kyler, Valentino, VQ Saint right there. Grab a screenshot of that. Make it your own. Alpha Sierra, the drum major. Guys, count up the screenshots. They're half a CPE an episode. Count them up. Once a year, count the screenshots, divide by 2. It's as easy as that. Oh, I can't even put this link down in chat because it's too friggin' long. How do I... Hold on one second. I guess. I don't even know if this link's going to work, honestly. It does work. All right, so there you go. Click the link. Get the training. All about good times. Guys, finally, if today's your first episode, Tony Jack, what's up? Blue badge looking good on you. If today's your first episode, please drop a hashtag first-timer in chat. Hashtag first-timer in chat. We love welcoming our first-timers. We have special sound effects, special emotes. We got all the things, friends. So come on down. Say first-timer in chat. Let me play the sounders. Let the Simply Cyber community welcome you into the awesomeness. Modus Bella, you'll have to check. I don't know about the ISO certs. I would assume, essentially this is an instructor-led webinar, so like a lot of times it'll qualify across the board. All right, guys, we got work to do, so sit back, relax, and let's get the cool sounds of the hot news. Oh, wash over us in an awesome way.
From the CISO series,
see you guys at the mid-roll.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Thursday, May 8th, 2025. I'm Sarah Lane. Europol shuts down 6 DDoS for hire services used in global attacks. Europol shut down 6 DDoS for hire services: CFX API, CFX Security, NeoStress, JetStress, QuickDown, and ZapCut, linked to global attacks on schools, businesses, and government sites. Polish authorities arrested 4 suspects, and the U.S. seized 9 related domains. These platforms let users launch attacks for as little as €10 via sleek interfaces. QuickDown, one of the services, combined botnets and dedicated servers to scale operations.
All right. Okay, so a couple things here. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, so much. Hey, really quickly, I am like over the moon. Oh, we have a first timer, Har215. Welcome to the party, pal. Chuck, I'll mention the training in just a minute. Basically, so first of all, Sarah said DDoS. Again, I like to pick away at this one. I call it DDoS. I'm actually kind of curious. Let's do a poll. What do you say? What do you say? Is it DDoS or is it DDoS? I'm just curious because I always say DDoS. I don't say DDoS, okay? You do say DOS or DOS. They got DOS. They got denial of service. I almost say denial of service, but then when it's distributed, I say DDoS. That's what I do. I'm kind of curious what people do. All right, so if you're new to the industry, let me just give you like 5 seconds of this. Denial of service is an attack on availability. You can do denial of service a lot of different ways. You can flash the firmware. You can do wiper malware. But commonly, when we say DDoS, what most people are talking about is sending so much network traffic at an IP address or a range of IP addresses that you overwhelm it and make it unusable, right? People try to go and they get a 404 error. They just get like a hanging reload loop or whatever. This has been famously done in multiple instances. PlayStation Network and Microsoft Network in like 2014 got taken down. So if you're old enough to have had your Call of Duty Black Ops, I think it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. If you had that Christmas ruined because of Lizard Squad doing denial of service attacks, you know all too well about that. So in modern day, internet, most businesses, and by the way, if you're responsible for information security at a business that depends on a internet facing, web portal or web front, right? Like for me, Simply Cyber Academy is it's an online cybersecurity education platform. So if it was to get denial of service attack, that would absolutely suck, right? But the thing is, I use Teachable to host the infrastructure. Teachable does offer denial of service mitigation services, right? So that is addressed. So if you're hosting your own, if you're rolling your own, make sure that you have some type of denial of service protections. And if you don't, you're just basically taking on residual risk of that particular attack. Now, having said that, a lot of controls out there can handle single IP addresses spamming traffic, right? So if I use my low orbit ion cannon from my machine and I just piss network traffic at you, you're able to kind of handle it, right? You're just like, it's like a bully holding back like or an adult holding back a 5-year-old child who's swinging their fists, right? Like no big deal. I'm still able to like eat my tacos and chill out. This little 5-year-old's not bothering me. Well, distributed denial of service attack is when you have like 10,000 5-year-olds attack you and they just like maul you and take you down, right? Strength in numbers, if you will. If you saw that horrible Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull movie where the ants take over the Jeep and stuff like that, essentially that. That's how it works modern day. There's multiple ways to do distributed denial of service attacks. Distributed denial of service attack can be done through an amplification attack, which is basically weaponizing like memcache servers or CDN networks or something like that to send a little request to a group of servers, and then the servers, if misconfigured, spray back tons of information. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is through botnets. If you've heard of Mirai botnet, that's a famous botnet, but that's one way to do it too, where a control server sends commands down to bots or zombies or basically worker bees and tells them, hey, when I say so, I want you to attack DJ B-Sec's hotel room TV or like whatever, attack Amazon, attack whatever. And then they do it, all right? A third way and less common, and this is what, tying it back to this story, this is how this goes. This particular 6 groups who were taken down by Europol were actually straight up hosting like infrastructure. Like they were paying for machines and selling this as a service. They were not, it looks like they were not compromising victims using malware. They weren't abusing infrastructure that was misconfigured. They were literally spinning up machines on demand and pushing traffic. So they were doing this like really above board. The only thing illegal they were doing was that they were attacking targets that did not request this service. Now you might be like, holy crap, Jerry, why would someone request this service? Well, in the grand scheme of things, these denial of service attack platforms can hide in plain sight by calling themselves stressor services. And the idea is that if you run a business, like say Teachable again, they can hire a stressor service to essentially do the equivalent of a pen test. Hey, send a bunch of traffic at us on Saturday night from 11 p.m. to 12 p.m., and we want to verify and validate that our denial of service attack controls and defenses and mitigations do work effectively. So that's why these stressor services exist. They're supposed to be like good guys pretending to be bad guys to test if the controls actually work. In reality, they're just wearing a good guy outfit. They're like a wolf in sheep's clothing. And in reality, they're bad guys and they're selling denial of service attacks, and they'll blow anyone off the internet that they want. You got a friend or you got an enemy or an adversary or somebody you don't want, boom, we'll blow them off the internet. No problem. Okay, Europol. Europol's coming for your stressor services. And also a quick shout out to Senfilus, our resident Poland or Polish person. I don't know if they're Polish, but they definitely live in Poland. Your authorities were the ones who brought down 4 individuals between the ages of 19 and 22 who were running these services. I got to tell you, another quick little thing. When I was 19 to 22, I definitely could not stand up a SaaS service and run a business. I was absolutely had my head all the way up my butt. Like you couldn't even see my shoulders when I was 19 to 22. Complete idiot. So hopefully these youngs get realigned and can apply this entrepreneurial spirit in a better way. But anyways, Europol, thank you very much. Denial of service, you busted.
Crowdstrike says it will lay off 500 workers. Crowdstrike is laying off 500 employees, about 5% of its workforce, as part of a shift to hit a $10 billion annual recurring revenue target. CEO George Kurtz told staff the move will help CrowdStrike move faster and maintain its cybersecurity leadership. The company previously faced backlash after a faulty software update disrupted 8.5 million Windows devices globally.
All right, first of all, the screenshot, if you're watching on, remember, you can catch this show on audio-only format on Spotify and Apple Pod. We do make it available. I forget to tell people all the time, but you can get this on Spotify. This right here was this giant, like 25-foot statue they had at RSA. RSA was so much money, just so much money. All right.
Straight cash, homie.
So CrowdStrike dorks up, hundreds of thousands of endpoints last year. Delta brought down, CEO taking the L right before Black Hat last year, if you recall. Now they're laying off 500 workers, 5% of their workforce, under the explanation that it's going to allow them to move faster and reach that $10 billion valuation. Here's all I'll say. CrowdStrike, big player in the space, one of the leading EDR providers. I haven't used it, but Eric Taylor talks very highly of it, so I do respect his opinion when it comes to things like this. Can I just tell you something? Like, here's the news. CrowdStrike's laying off people. I'm sure the product won't change. The solution won't change. The service won't change. Their revenues are going to go up. This is capitalism 101. Can I just tell you something really quickly? And I hate to be cynical. I'm going to take this somewhere else, okay? You see this right here? You see this? Businesses are not your family, okay? Period, full stop. You can love your company. You can love your mission. You can love your team. You can be the person who goes the extra mile to help people out. At the end of the day, your resource being used, and it's an agreement. They're paying you money, and in exchange, you're giving them time and service. Period, full stop. This is a business relationship, and they will pull the rug out from you in a hot minute, okay? This right here is 1,000% why I tell you to be the CEO of you. I know, for me personally, that sounds overwhelming, or it used to. I kind of got my arms around it now, but it sounds overwhelming. It sounds easier just to let Jesus take the wheel. Not a religious statement, just kind of the analogy, right? Like, oh, I'll just stay in my swim lane and just keep my head down and I'll be okay. Fine, dude. If you, like, again, I'm not even going to get into multiple revenue streams, but think about it this way. Most people have one revenue stream and they rely for 100% of their financial dependence on an employer that would cut you in a minute. All right? Again, I'm not saying go to work and be an a-hole. I take a lot of pride in work, and I got exploited over my career because of it. But that's okay. That's okay, okay? I'm not saying quiet quit or any of these other like Gen Z hot things that happen post-pandemic or overemployed. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying take care of you. Constantly be skilling up, leveling up, personal branding. If you've got a job right now and you're killing it, go on you. Kill it. Keep doing you. But also think about it. I almost think you should think about it like you're a consultant. You're your own business and you're a consultant and you're contracting with your employer, right? And your contract is a long-term contract. There's no end in sight in the contract, but it can be terminated at any point. The fact that like, oh, you better give a 2-week notice and a business will fire you in a hot minute. You cannot hide behind the diffusion of responsibility that, oh, it's the company. I'm sorry, it's a company. Yeah, okay. 5% of the workforce fired. Like, bro, I'm sure you'll get a nice little compensation package. But right now, the market's hard, man. There's 500 people who are probably associated with at least 400 families, probably closer to 500 families, right? Let's assume some people are married or whatever. 500 families that are now nervous, okay? And again, I don't blame Crowdstrike. It's a business. It's just people need to like decouple their we're not getting gold watches here, people. You're not spending 30 years at a company and getting the gold watch and the retirement party and being put out to pasture. It's a new world, man. All right, anyways, that's my thing. It's so important to take care of you. You could still be part of a community. You could still be a great person. You don't have to turn into this cold calculating assassin. You don't have to be a hitman, but you've got to open your eyes and be like soberly honest with the circumstances of what the current workforce and job market looks like in 2025. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Passkeys set to protect gov.uk accounts against...
Wait a minute. And you know what? To that point about taking care of you, can I just share this really quickly? Let me help you take care of you. Okay? Hold on. You to click on that. Let me get rid of my stupid face. Later today, Chuck Sapp's going to be there. Later today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. This is a free webinar. You don't have to register. You don't have to do any of that nonsense. Show up, okay? I am going to show, if you, listen, in order to take care of you, one of the things you can do is start networking, start establishing authority, start making connections, start building yourself instead of just being a worker, be in the back room that no one knows about, right? And I get it if you're introverted, but yo, come to this talk today at 4:30. It will be a practical hands-on tutorial walkthrough, follow along. I am literally going to show you the entire workflow of how to get a con talk, how to set up the CFP in order to get it accepted. And I'm literally going to do the entire workflow, including submitting a talk to Blue Team Summit, which is a virtual summit conference in August. Start to finish. If you join me today, if you join me and follow along, you will submit a talk for CFP today. And it could be the first step in going forward and helping you be the CEO of you. This is why I'm so excited about this and why I'm doing it. And by the way, if you're nervous about it, good. Be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable means growth. You can always submit the CFP and then decline if they accept it. But dude, punch fear in the face. And if you're saying to yourself right now, I swear to God, if your inner monologue right now is saying like, oh, what do I have to share? I've got nothing to share. I can't help. I'll just sit back and let somebody like Jerry, like 20 years of experience. No, you've got something to share. And I'm going to show you how you can find out what you got to share. I'm going to show you how you can find something that people want to hear about, that you're passionate about. And we're going to do it today. I'm so excited. Please join me. Even if you're just all about good times, please join me. Because when this bullshit, when this happens right here, when this happens, I don't want you to freak out. I want you to be like Fleetus posting the third. Have you seen Fleetus? Does he look like he's wearing his brown pants? Nah, he's like, oh, sheesh, got the summer off, bro. Right? That's what I want. This isn't something I want you to deal with, but if it happens, I want you to be chill.
Cyber attacks. The UK will replace SMS-based two-factor authentication with Passkeys across gov.uk services by the end of the year to boost security and reduce friction for users. The National Cybersecurity Centre is rolling out Passkey support for its platform, and the NHS already uses them. The move was announced at Cyber UK 2025 and follows the UK joining the FIDO Alliance to support passwordless authentication standards.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Passkeys, they're here. Bruce and Hacks and I are slowly discussing doing a collab video for our YouTube channels. But the other day, I use Passkeys. I'm a huge advocate of getting rid of passwords. You know the easiest way to prevent Carl from having a crap password and credential stuffing attacks? The easiest way is to not have passwords. Wait, what? How can we not have passwords? I can't issue YubiKeys all over the place. Passkeys are kind of the new thing. The kids are doing it. Passkeys are so hot.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
No, Chris Fraser, it's not on Discord. Here, I'll drop a link to it. I assume you're talking about the CFP thing. Here we go. Mods here. I'm going to drop this in mod chat as well. CFP tutorial, I guess, is what we're going to call it. Live stream. There we go. Chris Fraser. I'm going to leave this pinned. I'm also going to send a blast out to like 35,000 Simply Cyber Academy students later today. I am so jacked up on this. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew like that. Okay, so check it out. Passkeys, I did some research on Passkeys. Basically, Passkeys leverage Peaky Blinders. They leverage PKI infrastructure, so public-private key, asymmetric encryption technologies, and it's basically device-bound access. So if you're constantly accessing from the same computer, like this workstation or my work laptop, you can get Passkeys bound, and then guess what? If a threat actor gets your creds, but it doesn't matter because you're using Passkeys, right? Now, if you can still have multiple ways to authenticate, so if you still have a password configured for the site and you have Passkeys, that doesn't mean that credential stuffing won't still work. You know what I mean? It's like having two different ways to unlock your door, and you're like, oh, the second way is wicked secure. I'm so secure. And meanwhile, the threat actor's like, yeah, but you still have a password, okay? It almost makes me think of like those memes you see where there's like a gate, and then right next to the gate, the fence has a hole in it, and there's like a well-worn path around the gate. Like, you still have to disable the password part, but I'm just saying, Passkeys are so hot. If you have an option to enable Passkeys, do yourself some Passkeys. Now, I'm not entirely well-versed on what happens when a Passkey needs to get revoked, so here's the deal. If you want to take a minute down the cryptography, route or whatever, which by the way, I'll wholly admit cryptography is my weakest domain. I'm not big on maths. I did have to take like Calc 1, 2, 3, multivariable calculus. Hated every second of it. I can tell you the cubic volume of a human organ, if you give me the dimensions and I can measure it using multivariable calculus. I don't know why, but anyways, I hated it. So crypto, lots of math. PKI is more secure than symmetric encryption. The problem is it's more management. It's harder to maintain. And when keys get revoked, private keys get disclosed, you have to revoke them and issue new ones. It's a bit burdensome. And that's why it's not always done. I will tell you, if you didn't know, when you do HTTPS, internet traffic, that's actually a symmetric encryption key, but they use PKI or asymmetric encryption to first initialize the secure communication exclusively to pass that symmetric key, and then they abandon the asymmetric tunnel and use the symmetric key RC4 algorithm. All right.
Masimo says cyberattack has impacted its ability to fulfill orders. Masimo, maker of patient monitoring devices, is investigating an April cyber attack that
FedEx says you rotate the keys. Yep, that's right. You definitely do.
Disrupted its manufacturing systems and ability to fulfill orders. The company says its on-premises systems were affected, but there's no evidence that the attack reached its cloud infrastructure. Masimo says it's working with law enforcement and third-party experts and does not expect the incident to impact its 2025 earnings guidance.
Oh, yeah, no, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. We're still printing money over here. Don't sweat that. Okay, so whatever. This is a medical device manufacturer. They got hit, and they're having a tough time fulfilling orders, okay? Patient monitoring device. Here's the deal. Their back end, their rear end got impacted. But like the actual product, the patient monitoring services, all that stuff is not impacted. If I had to guess, they had basically a flare up of what I would probably think is ransomware that again, I'm speculating now, but if I had to guess, ransomware attack, it didn't spread very wide. It impacted the fulfillment department, and that's it. Okay. Yeah. Immediately took steps to contain the incident. Yep. Third-party IR people, sure. Law enforcement was notified. Okay. Yep. The incident involved on-prem systems. No current evidence that it impacted its cloud-based network. Yeah, exactly. So, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'll give you a hint. Somebody in their company clicked on something stupid or fell for a fish or whatever, and it detonated. And to Massimo's credit, I bet you they had some type of EDR solutions in place, maybe network segmentation to prevent lateral movement, and they were able to detect and respond quite quickly. By the way, detection's like not that hard, right? With ransomware, it'll tell you. It's detecting it before it detonates. So yeah, but don't worry, shareholders. They're gonna be making money. And honestly, I say that like rudely, but then if I'm being real, like that's what this business is doing. They're a for-profit business selling medical devices. They could be selling Tickle Me Elmos or Furbies. Was Furby all the rage? Those wacky things with the eyes that are nightmare fuel. It doesn't matter that it's a patient monitoring device or works in healthcare. It's a company. They make widgets, and they got impacted. The good thing is they take cybersecurity seriously, so they were able to contain the incident before it got too bad, and they're doing the cleanup, right? This is the equivalent, honestly, guys, this is the equivalent of like a tree falling on your garage during a hurricane, right? Didn't hit your main house. You're okay. You're able to, you pulled your car out before the storm came. Garage gets imploded. Right now, they're cutting the tree down. They're moving it off. Oh my God, that is scary. Those Furbies are creepy, right? They're cutting the tree down, and they're going to evaluate and either rebuild the garage or put the garage back in place, period, full stop. That's what this is right here. This is actually how it should look if you do it right. You can't stop all the cyber attacks. You will have residual risk, GRC mafia people, and it's about mitigating the risk down to acceptable levels, not just from the likelihood of it happening, but also the impact after it does happen.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker is a global leader in zero-trust endpoint security, offering cybersecurity controls to protect businesses from zero-day attacks and ransomware. ThreatLocker operates with a default deny approach to reduce the attack surface and mitigate potential cyber vulnerabilities. To learn more and start your free trial, visit threatlocker.com/CISO. That's CISO.
Sean Sailors, don't try to get me lit. I'm already kind of lit up right now, and he's dropping sigh-hi in chat. Sigh-hi. Oh, my God. All right, yo. Hey, real quick, before we drop Simple Minds on your head, let me tell you really quick about Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. It's easier than ever to find personal information about people online. Having your address, phone number, and family members' names hanging out on the internet can have actual consequences in the real world and make everyone vulnerable. As someone with an active online presence, I'm screaming today. I'm giving hot takes left to right and center. Privacy is really important to me. Guys, you may not agree with me. I try to stay apolitical, but occasionally I have to comment on some political things. Some people don't like that. I get some kind of mean comments in chat or some strongly worded comments in chat. My privacy is important. My kids, my wife, my house, I got dogs, my friends. Like, I don't want other people to have to make concessions because of decisions I've made publicly. So privacy is important to me. I use Delete Me. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for Simply Cyber listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Code simplycyber. All right, guys, let's do this. You know what this is. Oh, it's so good. That song never gets old. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much. We are at the mid-roll. For you first-timers, we do this every day. We blow out the copyright. I get this show cannot be monetized alerts. Dude, thanks to the stream sponsors, Barricade, Delete Me, Antisyphon, and Threatlocker. Genuinely appreciate all you guys do. Come on down. Special shout-out to the stream. To the community who's joining us on stream or on replay. Definitely appreciate all of you, all the blue badges, all the regulars, all the olds, all the youngs, first timers, long timers, Gen Z, millennials, Gen X's, everybody get in here. It's all about good times. Guys, every single day of the week has a special segment. And Thursdays is What's Your Meme Thursday. Every single Thursday, this guy right here, this beautiful baby, this genuine national treasure, Dan Reardon, produces a custom meme. Now, some of you have been speculating what it could be. If you missed the show on Tuesday, I did disclose that I am, I was cast and already filmed. I'm going to be on an MTV reality show coming out June 3rd. And Dan took that as inspiration. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dan Reardon's meme of the week. Here we go. Welcome. It's the Real House Augiers of South Carolina. All right. So, getting our reality TV dosage. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you so very much, Dan Reardon. Please enjoy that. I'm going to cue up the la 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 la's. We're going to speed run this. So, Alpha Sierra, please get ready. Our drum major. You guys know the words. Here we go. Let's finish strong. Let's finish strong.
AutoKit WordPress plugin with 100,000 plus installs hit by exploits targeting multiple flaws. Attackers are actively exploiting two vulnerabilities in the AutoKit, formerly SureTriggers WordPress plugin, which has over 100,000 installs. The main flaw allows unauthenticated attackers to escalate privileges due to missing checks in the code. Exploits reportedly began around May 2nd, with mass exploitation starting May 4th. WordFence advises users to update to version 1.0.83 immediately to mitigate risks.
You gotta patch it. All right. Hey, it's a day that ends in Y. If you're running WordPress, chances are you've got plugins that are vulnerable. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All right, so check it out. If you're running AutoKit, obviously you've got to patch it. This thing's actively being exploited. Discovered May 2nd, full-blown, full-blown rash by May 4th. Dude, if you're running a WordPress server, chances are it's a web server, right? Like, so chances are you got it internet facing. So chances are it's easy to discover. Chances are if threat actors discover it, they have the exploit, they're going to giddy up on it. This has a 9.8 CVSS score, which is quite critical. Using Barricade Cyber's EPSS lookup tool, so EPSSlookup.com, we could see that you have a 0.05% of chance of getting exploited in the next 30 days. So this is a great example. This is a great example where the criticality of the CVSS score is incredibly high. In fact, it says 9.8. I would actually bump this up to 10. Typically, the 9.8 means super gross, but not actively exploited in the wild. And then they'll tick it up from 9.8 to 10 when it's like full-blown infections going or exploitation going on all over the place. Oh my gosh, look at this. Eric Taylor included a spider graph. I did not know about this. Very cool. So if you have to make a case like yesterday, okay, I guess it's always been there. It's just apparently I've like moved so far into the executive dimension that I only read the executive summary now. Ain't nobody got time for the details down here.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Anyways, maybe not so much with this particular vulnerability, but there was a really gnarly one yesterday. I can't remember what it was now, but it was like super bad. And I actually said on the stream, like, if you're running this, you should absolutely stop the stream and go fix it. This EPSS lookup tool is a great way to, you can copy the results right there, nice and easy. This is a great way to quickly get some ammunition, if you will, in order to communicate effectively to different audiences about the problem. So you could send this to IT people and say, hey, check this out. This is a hot mess express. You could send it to the executive team and say, hey, we've got to reallocate resources and prioritize. So EPSSlookup.com, that is a Barricade Cyber tool, and it's pretty dope. I use it on the regular. Sorry, DJ BSEC in the hotel room. I was using DJ BSEC's tool, but open markets, competitive markets. I like the APSS lookup tool. So this particular one is not super gross because there's a 500th chance that you get popped. And you can see here, this IP addresses, these are IOCs. So basically these IP addresses are seen actively trying to attack the plugins. As a quick aside, this is kind of a boring story, right? The TLDR here is if you're running this plugin, patch it, right? And if you can't patch it, pull it down until you can, or put some detections around it to see if it gets compromised, whatever. But the bigger story here, the underlying story that I would recommend is you might ask yourself, well, here, I'm just going to do this, okay? Because I want to educate today. I'm feeling sassy. I'm feeling sassy, okay? You might say, how the hell do they know that these IP addresses are targeting it, right? What are we doing here? How do we know this? Are we that great at communicating as a society that, like, Wade Wells sees this coming in and he tells people and then people tell people and then it gets to us? No. There's a couple different ways. Most likely, there are, and this is what I wanted to share with you, there are honeypots that are set up explicitly with these vulnerable services in a controlled way in order to collect telemetry to be able to see who is doing what and what attacks are coming from where. That way, security vendors can dynamically update their products to protect from these attacks, right? So Palo Alto, I think it is. It's a service, right? You got to pay for it, but it's called Wildfire. And like you basically kind of, again, Jesus take the wheel. You kind of allow the vendor to dynamically update your firewalls, for example, with this telemetry to block known malicious IP addresses. And they're catching these from honeypots, okay? I also want to point something else out. This IP address right here, 196.251.69118, right now it's known as a malicious IP. That doesn't mean that in 3 months, 6 months, that this is going to be a malicious IP. This could get, basically released as an IP address and then allocated to some other infrastructure, right? So think of like ISPs or cloud services like Amazon's EC2 infrastructure or Google Cloud or any of these things, right? Like it just pulls an IP address. This is a public IP address. So don't think that like you block this forever, right? You may actually end up blocking this because yes, it's known as a maliciously controlled attacking IP address. But then in 6 months, a year from now, maybe someone calls you and he's like, hey, like we're having a problem with the solution, whatever. And it looks like it's getting blocked at the firewall. And it might be because of that. Now, of course, there's like 4 billion IP addresses in the IPv4 address scheme. So the chances of that happening are small, but just point it out as a thing. Finally, and this is going to give some people PTSD, probably DJ BSEC, among others. Just if you've been around for a minute, okay, this is such a thing you'll never hear in a textbook, okay? When end users try to do something and it doesn't work, immediately they're going to think it's the firewall, okay? It depends on who they are, right? If it's an end user, non-technical person, they're going to say, hey, like something's blocking. I think it's the firewall, right? It can be the firewall, but it's not always the firewall. They'll say, if it's an IT person, they'll say it's DNS. Sometimes it's DNS, sometimes it's not. If it's like a server admin, they're going to claim that it's the EDR agent that you installed on their box taking up too much resources and slowing the machine down. It's not, okay? These are constant gripes that we hear from non-cyber people about what the problem is. It's like, cute story, bro. How about I just take the fact that you're having some service impact and let me go research it, and you can take your DNS firewall ideas and you can hold on to them, and I'll be back. Okay.
CISA warns of hackers targeting critical oil infrastructure. CISA, along with the FBI, EPA, and DOE, has warned that unsophisticated attackers are targeting industrial control systems in the U.S. oil and natural gas sectors. Agencies have urged infrastructure operators to disconnect public-facing OT systems, use strong credentials, implement VPNs with phishing-resistant MFA, and separate IT-OT networks, also stressing the need for testing manual fail-safes and coordinating with third-party providers for system-specific protections.
All right.
Telemessage.
CISA, $500 billion budget cut, but still coming hot. Doing their job, warning of hackers targeting big oil. All right. Oil and gas, energy sector for sure is a thing. OT, ICS. By the way, if you're interested in OT, ICS, we actually have a podcast on the channel, Simply Cyber, called Simply ICS Cyber. And basically, it is two very seasoned, very awesome OT, ICS cyber practitioners, Don Weber and Tom Van Norman, and they do it every other week. So if you're interested in learning more about ICS OT, that's a great place to go. Free, of course, like many things associated with Simply Cyber. All right. Basic and elementary. Okay, so basically some unsophisticated threat actor is targeting ICS OT. Now, ICS OT is notoriously got some challenges. Legacy technology, it's OT, and they're bolting on IT to make management and a little bit easier. But it's, dude, when you bolt on security instead of bake it in, it's like putting, I don't know, You ever baked a cake and then tried to add the sugar afterwards? Doesn't taste good, does it? Let's see. There's not really a lot of info. Hold on one second. The story is kind of weak. Let's go ahead and pull up the actual advisory. What? Hold on. What kind of advisory is this? Here we go. All right. So nice. See, this is good. CISA's advisory is just straight fire. Okay. Here's the deal, situation, and here's what you need to do about it. Remove OT connections from the public internet. Okay. Change default passwords immediately. Oh my God. Secure remote access to OT. Yeah. Okay. So these are all, you know, Mick Baccio said it the best the other day. If you've been watching my content recently, I released a lot of shorts, some long form produced videos. Mick Baccio, who I interviewed at RSA, said it perfectly. Eat your cyber veggies. Guys, if you are trying to break in the industry and you've been studying cybersecurity for like a week, 2 weeks, right? Like I've got 20 years. If you've got 2 weeks, you've probably already read change your default passwords. Guess what? It's still a thing. The fact that this is what CISA is advising is just a absolute what's the word I'm looking for? It's brutal. That's not the word I want to use. It's brutal though. That this is a thing. All right, here's another thing. Remove OT connections to the public internet. Why are you on the public internet? Why? Because it's easy to access. Everybody can access that. Also, by the way, really quickly, you can use Shodan.io, great website, to find some of these things. Do not touch them. Don't mess with them, okay? But OT should not be on the internet. Yeah, definitely a misconfiguration. And if you want to bundle these together and you've got default creds on an OT device on the internet, guess what? That means threat actors just walk right into it. If you're looking for an example, I mean, it's not a perfect example, but go Google Jacksonville, Florida, water treatment plant hacker, right? Basically, some goober accidentally logged into like a VNC connection. Could have done some damage, didn't. Also, by the way, really quickly, segment your IT and OT networks. That is not something you do on your lunch break. This requires architecture, planning, communication, change control, all those things. So appreciate it, but all right. Not a good plan. And that's why they say, by the way, just really quickly, that's why they say unsophisticated threat actor. Because you know what isn't sophisticated? Googling default credentials and logging in. I don't even know if that qualifies as hacking, because you can look up. All right, it was TeamViewer they logged in. Also, speaking of secure remote access, just because, you know, I like to feel like I'm doing my part, right? Like Starship Troopers, is it? I just released a video, literally, on the channel on remote access and like how basically in a post-pandemic world, how important remote access is. And basically it's like, this is like a documentary on remote access. I just released this yesterday. All right. Anyways, basically if you got OT facing the internet, stop the stream and go fix that.
Stores plain text chat logs per security researchers. Senator demands DOJ investigate. Telemessage suspend services. Telemessage, a federal contractor that sold a modified version of Signal called TM-SGNL, so TM Signal, to senior U.S. officials, can reportedly access plain text chat logs, despite marketing claims suggesting end-to-end encryption. Security researcher Misha Lee analyzed the app's Android source code and found it insecure, confirming text messages access. The company was recently hacked twice, leaking sensitive data and prompting it to suspend operations. Senator Ron Wyden has now called for a DOJ investigation, citing the app as a potential national security threat due to its insecure design and foreign ties.
Okay. So this is a follow-up story. I am going to speed run these because we are almost at the end here. Yeah. guys, whether it's the U.S. federal government or it's your business or whatever, do not use unauthorized or unapproved communication mediums for sensitive information. Just because this Israeli company, Telemessage, had a landing page that said, all your communications, uber secure. Dude, I could create a landing page right now that says I can fly. That doesn't make it true. The fact, like, the fact that this level of sensitivity, like, could be, whatever. This is not a good look. I'm glad that this is getting reported on. Guys, when you're choosing like Signal itself, as far as I know, is secure. But like what are people doing? Why are like senior ranking like cabinet members downloading random apps? Like all right, here we go, Elliot. I'm going to share this story. I leave it to you.
Accuses Russia of unprecedented interference ahead of presidential election. Poland's digital affairs minister accused Russia of launching an unprecedented campaign to disrupt the country's upcoming presidential election through disinformation and cyber attacks on critical infrastructure. Minister Krzysztof Gałkowski said attacks have more than doubled this year and warned that Polish citizens who aid Russian efforts will face criminal charges. The warning follows similar concerns in Romania, where pro-Kremlin hackers targeted government sites during a recent election. Russia has denied all allegations of election interference in both countries. Poland's election is set for May, with a possible runoff June 1st.
All right, so Poland double dipping in the stories today, basically claiming that Russia is interfering with their elections. This would not be unprecedented. Go watch the Great Hack documentary, Cambridge Analytica helping, people influence democratic elections. Russia in 2016. Widely accepted that, again, we'll say allegedly. I'm pretty sure it's been fully vetted and confirmed, but we'll say allegedly. Russia was the one who hacked the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, emails, got into Hillary Clinton, who was the Democrat candidate for president, got into her like chief of staff's email, dumped a lot of messages. I'm pretty sure that's where like the classified information, there was like a separate email server or something like that. That's where all that came from. So this is not, this, as much as like China is all about espionage and stealing secrets and, setting up forward operating infrastructure inside of systems, Russia is really good at like misinformation, disinformation, interference, stuff like that. Now, Russia, to be completely fair, Russia claims that they have not been doing this, and they're not. So I'm not casting judgment here, right? But also, like, if we were a country interfering, would you, like, if someone's like, "Oh, you're interfering," would you be like, you got me. You got me. We're totally screwing with your elections. Hilarious. No, you're gonna deny. It's like Deflategate all over, right? Deny, and then accuse. So, hopefully, Poland and Romania do not get influenced. I was supposed to go to Romania next week. Honestly, I'm kind of like low key. I don't know how turbulent it is over there right now. So it's a little interesting. Anyways, yeah, guys, this story is more interesting at a geopolitical level. Not really something for day in, day out practitioners, but be mindful of it. All right, let's keep cooking.
If you're in the Boston area, remember to join us.
All right. Hey, if you're in the Boston area, remember Becky Gaylord's giving a talk at a conference. If Becky's in chat, please remind us. I forget the actual details, but I know Becky said she's going to be in Boston, my old stomping grounds. Tell your mother I said hi. Play some Keno down at the public house. They don't even call them public house. They call them town spas, which is funny because they're not spas. They're literally like neighborhood bars where you take your family and stuff. Which, yes, that's a thing. That's a thing. All right, guys, we're about to convert over to Jawjacking with Eric Taylor, but I need to remind all of you that later today at 4:30 p.m., tell a friend, right? I'm super excited about this particular live stream. I am going to show you step by step, and I'm actually going to invite you to follow along. I hope you follow along with me. I hope you do it. I hope you don't just sit on cruise control and be inactive. I want you to be proactive. I want you to take advantage of this opportunity. I want you to submit a CFP, okay? You've got something to share. I'm going to show you how to do it today at 4:30 p.m. I believe it's the pinned chat right now. Yes, it is. So if you're on YouTube, it's the pinned comment. Come on out, share a friend. Share a friend. Share with a friend. Don't share a friend. All right. Also, guys, just so everybody knows, because this is another like wild, unexpected thing. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Oh my God. Ready? Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, tomorrow at 2 p.m., if you didn't know, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Josh Mason, Wade Wells, and myself will be doing a 1-hour live stream inspired by Hot Ones. If you don't know what Hot Ones is, which I literally didn't know, this is Wade Wells' brainchild. We each received one of these kits with like these massive hot sauces. Dude, like hundreds of thousands of Scoville units. I don't do spice very well. We're going to be doing it live. Full toss nuggies. We're not dipping these things. We're full tossing these nuggies. And we're going to try to have a serious conversation while absolutely blistering our mouths. So come join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. I have no idea what to expect from this particular stream. So I've already taken the rest of the afternoon off and part of Saturday. So allow me to do a public service by teaching you how to do this CFP today, and then allow me to entertain you with my own pain and Wade's pain. Wade seems like he's got an angle on this, so I don't know if Wade's got like an iron stomach or something. I do not. Come join us. It's all about good times, education, entertainment. Speaking of education, don't go anywhere because my friend Eric Taylor from Barricade Cyber is going to be bringing the heat in Jawjacking. Jawjacking is a 30-minute AMA show where he is going to answer as many questions as he can about your cyber, questions, right? Like, what's CERT? What do you think about this? EPSS versus CVS, whatever it is. And he'll do that for half an hour. And then right after that, guys, it is Thursday, which means only one thing. Hold on. We definitely have a Thursday. What am I missing here? Do we not have a Thursday show? Yeah. Okay, so it's just gonna... Yeah, we do. Cybersecurity Mentors, Season 3, Episode 4 at 9:30 a.m. today. We're going to be talking about an unconventional journey into cybersecurity. This might resonate with you. This might vibe with you. If you're looking to break into cybersecurity and you feel like your path is not standard, come get inspired. Come learn from the Cybersecurity Mentors at 9:30 a.m. today. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I leave you in the very trusty hands of Eric Taylor. Be well, and until next time. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing? Excuse my tire. I'm completely bumming it out. I'm going on a very unprofessional trip here in a couple of hours, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get some stuff uploaded to Azure Blob Storage for some clients, last minute packing things. So I am completely bumming it on the gear for prepping for TSA and all that crap. So But hopefully everybody's doing well. Yep. That for those who don't know, I am sitting in for Dr. Gerald Auger next week, which will be interesting because I myself will be traveling. I'll be on the West Coast for most of next week. So things will be getting interesting. Monday, I fly out shortly after. So Monday, I'll be here. Then fly out. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be remote. Fly back Thursday, and Friday will be a normal stream. So, and as I always say, I always travel with my my gear. So I will have my own hotspot with T-Mobile. So I pay for the company pays for the home internet that we travel with. So should have no issues, especially when dealing. What? Dr. Jerry Auger, you and I need to have a conversation, because if that is a plan and a pivot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we may not be hosting next week. Me and Dr. Gerald Auger has got to have a conversation. Dude, GRC Master, lacking of communication. What's going on? What's going on next week?
I mean, I'll send you the screenshots from our DMs. We talked about it yesterday, literally. Like, I'm not going to Romania, which is why I had asked you to cover. And I'm not going to Romania because of the whole B-Sides Romania kind of fell apart. Remember, I was telling you it got dodgy, and it was like using WhatsApp to communicate, and I just like threw my hands up and bailed. I actually canceled the calendar invites.
I literally still have them on, because I'm sitting here like, all right, I need to make sure I get up at this time. Like, literally, it's still on my calendar.
Ugh, I don't know what I definitely canceled it. I'm glad you said it live on stream, because I was like, oh, no. Especially if you're packing gear to do it.
I mean, I pack it anyway. Because I don't want, like, the nature of the business that we're in, I do not want potentially sensitive information to be captured on a hotel Wi-Fi. So I always. But I'm just throwing shade at you because you're always trying to do the podcast from hotel Wi-Fi, and I'm like, nah.
I have Proton VPN, and then I do it at 720p instead of 1080 to just kind of manage the bandwidth.
All right, whatever. So okay, I am not doing the show to next week.
Now, if you're doing Jawjacking Tuesday and Thursday,
yes, I will still do that.
That's a question to be answered. Yep. I
can still do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah.
The other way. We're doing it the other way. So yeah, and I give Jerry a flack all the time because he knows darn well I don't look at Discord a whole lot. So like I'm always messaging him like, hey, just text me. I'm not in Discord, and me do not get along. But anyway, I'm glad we got that figured out, because that would have been painful to be jumping in and all that stuff. Anyway, yeah, how's everybody doing? So you didn't see it on the news today, at least on the CISO series. You'll start hearing it. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I'm talking about it. I'm literally digesting the data. We have a leak from the Lockbit threat actor group. One of their, if you've seen about a week or 2 weeks, maybe early last month, the Everest threat actor group was compromised. There was a post put up saying hacking is not cool. In fact, I think the link is still up. Yeah, okay, I'll look at that in a minute, Jerry. I'll look at that in a minute. Thank you. But pretty much to the effect that they are, hacking is not cool, and they did a complete database dump. Like, there's just under 60,000 Bitcoin addresses. There is full text. There's usernames and passwords. It's a full SQL dump of their portal. So it's going to take some time to go through all that. I've got just bought into an API last night, so that way hopefully we can better look at the transactions and everything like that. Like, when was potentially the Bitcoin address made? and things of that nature. So, any potential transactions. But anyway, it is what it is. And I'm hearing rumor in my CTI feeds that SonicWall will be putting out has a new 0 day. I don't have the details on it just yet, but we will see how that goes. So if you're a SonicWall, definitely pay attention. Keep an eye out for your emails. Let me see if it's dropped already. Bear with me a second. While we're doing that, make sure if you have any questions, make sure you put it in chat. Put a Q:, so that way we can easily find you and get you pinned up there. And I'm going to look for SonicWall CVE released today. Let's see. Ooh. Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh, we do have a vulnerability. Let's take a look at this thing together. I sent some of my stuff. I will post this into chat so everybody can see the link, but we'll go ahead and walk through this together because you'll hear about it in the next day or so in CISO series. Not throwing shade to CISO series, but this is literally being pushed out this morning. CISO series already did their podcast earlier this morning, so kind of hard to update the story when it's already been done. But anyway, looks like we have several CVEs. Let's see what's going on. So let me actually zoom in because I know it's hard for me to see, so I know it's definitely hard for everybody else to see. Poised exploitation of the SSL VPN user arbitration. Okay, so you can exploit the VPN. User traffic. Oh my god. Post in. All right, so this is all around the SSL VPNs. It looks like it's only affecting the SMA version product line, and there is a version. So because this is just released, I seriously doubt we've already ingested the Python bash scripts have probably not ingested this yet, but let's see. Should have a... Okay, yep, no EPS is found for that CVE. Nah, not for that one. I'm 100% sure this other one's going to be the exact same way. Yeah, because the sites haven't had a chance to really digest into it. But the one thing that I was teasing to Jerry a minute ago, what was it? One change I am working on for the EPSS score, let's just trying to find a valid one. Okay, unexpected error, fantastic. When you want something to work seamlessly and it doesn't. Okay, whatever. But there's an expected update, hopefully, with the EPSS score tool, where I will be making a line underneath there that says if a CVE is being actively targeted or has been actively targeted, targeting a CVE, there will be a line for that as well. We're going to be ingesting a lot of our CTI feed. So FedEx, how did the jerky come out? The taste was good, but it was a little tougher than I wanted it to be. I know some folks like a tougher beef jerky, but I think it was in dehydrator a little too long for my personal liking. I mean, I like the beef jerky when you're pulling it, it breaks apart, much like a brisket does. Not as tender as a brisket naturally, but the same concept. You know, when you're pulling a brisket, it pulls apart easily for the most part. And so that's the same way I like my beef jerky. But, I pass it around to some neighbors and stuff like that. And everybody seemed to love it. I am working on a spicier one here in a couple weeks once I'm not traveling as much. So we will go through that. Insert adult comment here, because I can go down so many different dark roads about your mouth watering. Anyway, back to professionalism. What do you recommend for third-party vendor remote access? Kyle, I cannot legally and professionally, I cannot endorse a single vendor. However, what I can and will say is taking a look at your remote access tools, things to consider. Should you be integrating it with SSO? Integrating it with your Entra ID, Azure AD, whatever you're going to call it, Google Workspaces, LDAP. Do you want that integration? I personally do not. Our remote access tools are not integrated in an SSO fashion. The reason for that is I'm uber paranoid. So, if our credentials were compromised in some sort of way, I don't want them to also have access to our remote access tool. Now, granted, the tool that we use, you still have to authenticate with the end users or the environments and Vice to even get command line. It doesn't drop you into command line prompts and let you do what you want to do. Can damage be done? Yes. But some of it is pretty limited. But consider if SSO is a requirement for you or not. Again, I personally recommend please no. Don't do that. But I understand the business operations of being able to do SSO. The other one would be effective logging. A lot of the cloud providers out there do not do a great job of providing you logs, especially failed logins for the platform. One in particular is like they don't even stop brute forcing. So let's just say you're Bob at bobspizzashack.com and a threat actor wants to get a hold of inside of your remote access tool cloud offering that you have. It just goes, you can just brute force all the way through it. And the platform lets you. And their literal response to it is, well, just put MFA in. Thanks, I think. And I mean, there is an argument that yes, putting MFA will help stop unauthorized access. But let's just say hypothetically, there is, you have 5 users and for some reason one user does not have MFA tied to it, and they're able to brute force their way in and be able to get access. There's no historical data from a forensic standpoint, right? So, and depending on the legal counsel of choice during an incident could be a good or bad thing, in the absence of evidence, assumptions can be made, and without that direct line of activity, and depending on the case, certain items may not be disclosed as part of a report or a findings report, right? So your mileage may vary, right? So things to consider. Computer cyber KW, I feel always lost, like I want to know everything in cybersecurity. No. dude. I just say dude because it looks like you're a guy. I don't know, but anyway, I don't know GRC. I don't really know pen testing. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. Just do your best to know everything that you can in your specialized world. That's all you can do. There's too much stuff changing every day. Way too much. So all right. I am 19 and I have my ICS2, Linux Essentials, and CSEC Plus. Do you think CYNA would be a good addition to my resume? And also, what else can I add for internships? I mean, CYSA Plus could be a benefit. You know, it would help round out the picture. Is it necessary with what you have? I don't personally think so. And when Oliver, I don't know what else you need to do to add for internship. I mean, intern is literally to be entry level. So you having what you have now should be more than sufficient. I just don't know how many companies, while they may have a posting for internships up, I just don't know how many is actually doing an actual, actually hiring for internships at this moment. So. Hey, Jerry, I know you're in the background, but I was getting ready to pull up Control F. And just so you know, if you do Control G, it gives you a prompt to if you want to end the stream. I wonder if that's what I've done a couple times by mistake. I don't know. Just found that odd. Because I use Control F. Learning in prod, yeah. I use Control F and then type in the Q colon so that way I can quickly find y'all's questions. From Elliot, we're on the West Coast. I'm going to California. I'll be in the San Diego area. Yeah, Angular, if you're in the area, again, I don't use Discord a whole lot. Message me on LinkedIn or tell the team, tell Justin, if you know Lisa from my team or whatever like that, or Kimberly has access to me, they can say, hey, Angular's in the neighborhood, wants to meet up. And it's not about, wall gardening by any means, but I'm just trying to make sure my cell phone doesn't get flooded by so many people. Are there any CTI feeds you can recommend for personal use education? Alien Vault, the OTX Alien Vault. It's a good starter one and has a lot of correlated data in there. My full path in cybersecurity 101, junior pen testing, web fundamentals, pen testing, offensive security, red teaming, solving TVS, and yeah, man. Dude, just stick to that world, man. Literally. You don't need to keep up with the ransom. I mean, knowing about ransomware and, keeping up to date on some of the latest TTPs and stuff will be beneficial. So that way you can have meaningful discussions, at least starter conversations with folks like myself who are in the space. So you're not completely lost. So like do 30,000 foot overviews of the widespread items like that. But you don't need to get super granular. It's, it's like, do you need a CTI feed for your role? No. Do you need to be able to do complete ingestion of like what I do because of I need it for our CTI? No. There's just a lot of stuff you don't need access, you don't need to worry about, right? So I would just focus on your world. There's enough noise in this world that you don't need to cloud it, right? Apply the KISS method when open or when available. Keep it simple, stupid. It looks like we are coming up to the end here. And like I said earlier, I do have to finish getting ready for a trip. Like literally pack my bag. I still have to pack my bags. And I get on a flight in a couple hours. Yay, me. So yeah, if y'all are in the West Coast in the San Diego area, definitely reach out. We'll try to connect while I'm out there next week. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, that's where I'll be at for the next couple of days. I think we're going to be having, it's a pretty in and out trip, so I'm not sure we'll have time to really connect, in person. Still thinking about the jerky. Jerry, I will bring some over to you when we do it. So on the beef jerky topic, I got turned on to a recipe that's, I don't know how spicy it's going to be. So I'm going to have to probably do like 2 or 3 runs of it. But it's a Dr. Pepper jalapeno marinated beef jerky. It's supposed to be really, really good. Some folks have won some pretty big championships with it. So I'm interested to try it. I do like a little bit of heat with when I'm doing things like wings and stuff like that. But I'm not like what Jerry's getting ready to do with that freaking the sauces. No, thank you. No, thank you at all. So all right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I do greatly appreciate it. For those who have stuck around, come the spoils. Y'all will see the sea shanty and the closing notes for everybody. Y'all take care of yourself. Go out there and enjoy the weather. I know most of the country is supposed to be pretty nice, so try to enjoy it before summer fully rolls in. Try to get out there, touch that grass, right? Get outside, do something. And I will see you all next week. Y'all take care of yourselves and stay curious.
There once was a kid whose passwords laid across all sites. They were the same, a criminal then found their fame by taking that data to go.
Soon may a criminal come to steal your pictures and data and run. One day when the crime is done, they'll steal your...
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.